Good morning, everybody. This is take two of trying to get this done. Dog walked in the last time. In any case, I wanted to let you know and kind of introduce myself here. If you've been watching this video or been following my page here on Facebook, you'll notice that I kind of split off and decided to start my own venture. Now, I was going through a lot of different things, and I thought it would be beneficial to share everything that I was going through and kind of what my thought processes are and when it comes to crunch time. So I figured I'd do this once a week just to kind of keep you in the loop so you can kind of come through this venture as I build something up. So why start a business? That's a big question, of course. Robert Kiyosaki wrote this book. He was a Rich Dad Poor Dad, if you read it. But anyway, he made this thing called the cash flow quadrant. If you see here, there was E, S, B, and I, and it's going from one quadrant to the other quadrant. So everybody starts, for the most part, in that E, which is employee, and that's where you just go out and get a paycheck and move on your day. It's really not scalable, and it really just doesn't challenge you. Well, sometimes it might, but in my case, it didn't. So what I decided to do was to go to the next level. Now I'm here in real estate, which is being self-employed, which is that S, which is below it. Self-employment's great because what you put in is what you get out, and it's nice. You know, it's so much better than being on a salary if you're one of those people that like to get the best bang for your buck, meaning that you use your time most efficiently. I really enjoy that. That's what got me into being a real estate agent, among many other things. However, I wanted to build this a little bit better than that, because being self-employed is great, but you can't leverage anything. You only have so much time, and you're only you. So I wanted to build something that was bigger than me, and that's going to the B category, which is actually building a business. So that's where I'm going. That's where the venture is, and that's how I'm trying to move forward. So why do it? Well, I've read a lot of Simon Sinek's stuff, and it was about finding your why. And finding your why was, well, he had this book, which was Start With Why. And then if you really wanted to know your own why, he had another book called Find Your Why. Yeah, I read a lot. Don't judge me. Anyway, I went through these books and tried to figure out exactly what I was trying to do, and try to define why I was trying to go out and build something bigger than myself. And doing those, it kind of led me down the right path of where my vision for things were going. There's also a golden circle. If you Google it and go on YouTube, you can watch that video. I'll probably post it under this as well, so you can follow that and really figure out why are you trying to do this. But I'll read you what I came up with. Of course, it's a work in progress, so any suggestions, put them below. But this is where I came from. It was, we believe in growth, whether it be personally or financially. We believe we can improve and build better lives through the vehicle of real estate. Through education, transparency, honesty, and personality, we are your trusted advisors in any real estate transaction. We make each other stronger through real estate. That's my why. Shows you where we're starting from and what our values are. Figure out what your why is and why you're doing what it is. And if it's for profit, if it's for a better life, whatever it is, make sure you dig deep to figure out what it is, what exactly that you're looking for. So I encourage you to watch that video. And again, I'll post a link below. I've also had the opportunity to go through the VA to do a Veterans Entrepreneurial program. It's been great so far. I've been able to go through, and I'm in their first session where we're just doing a lot of homework and interactions over a portal or online. And it's kind of just like an online class that you would take. But it really opens your eyes to different things about what you may not have considered or thought about being an entrepreneur, because essentially that's what it is when you want to start a business. When you're trying to go from, as Robert Kiyosaki was, from the S to B. So I want to share with you some of the things that I learned through that. And next week, I'm actually going to start phase 2, where I'm going to be in class. So I'm going to pick up a lot of good info that I want to be able to give to you guys as well. And phase 3 is a mentorship program. So it's going to help and actually have somebody that can give me the day-to-day and help improve that to build it to the next level, to take this dream and actually put it into motion. So one of the things that I was able to get from that, and one of the main things I wanted to give to you, is what are the differences between having a small business and doing an entrepreneurial venture. Something that I read the other day and through this class was saying, well, just like the guy that owns the corner market down the street, I mean, only so many transactions can go through, and they're just going to simply sit there and just make a vehicle of that business and not grow. It's not really entrepreneurship, but that's the example they gave. So I'm actually going to read some things for you to give you different characteristics of a small business as well from an entrepreneurial venture. So the first one that we have is small businesses. They're stable. They're status quo oriented. They're not aggressive. They're socially oriented. The interaction between personnel and professional activities. They have involvement of family members, so it's usually family-run mom and pop business. They're more informal. They're tactical, which if you're not sure what the difference is, you have tactical and strategic. Strategic is the big picture items, and tactical is like your day-to-day. So all you concentrate on the day-to-day, not the big growth. They're present-oriented. They're essentially just worried about right now, and that's mostly tactical. So I guess that defined itself. Preference for low risk and low returns, which is, again, stable. Internally oriented, thinking about themselves. So they have steady numbers of employees. They don't grow. There's no need to grow. Level resources needed. Resource driven, and concerned with personal profit and income substitution. Now, let's talk about entrepreneurials. Those ventures are inherently unstable. They're change oriented. They're always trying to change and innovate to be better. They're more aggressive. They take more risks. They're commercially oriented because they want to get bigger. They have a clear separation of personnel and professional activities. Involvement of professionals, which means that they hire third-party people to actually get the job done so that they can concentrate on their stuff. They're more formal. They're strategic, again, big picture thinking. They're future-oriented, always thinking about tomorrow. Preference for high risk and high return activities. They're externally oriented. Growing employee base with a high potential of conflicts. So yeah, again with the unstable. Expanding resources with an ongoing cash shortages, just trying to become more efficient. Opportunity driven and concerned with the growth and appreciation of the business value. So they're worried about building the business. I thought this was really good. I was involved in several, in several businesses where this was going down a trend as a small business when we were thinking it was going to be an entrepreneurial business. A lot of the things, if you're not, I guess you could call a risk taker, nothing's going to grow. It just stagnates. I can tell you that from experience, from the things that I've lived vicariously through. So that's something to think about. As I said before, I'm going to probably do maybe 5-10 minutes every Friday where I can sit down. If you have questions, definitely show up for that, and we can interact during that time. I'll also be posting this up on YouTube so you can take a look at it. But each week we're going to go through probably for the next 6 months until I can get all the information out that I want, and you can see this grow or crash into the ground. Hopefully it's going to grow. So let's go from S to B, as Robert Kawasaki would say. All right, well, I'll see you next time. I don't know if you heard, but the dog was going crazy in the back.